Laura, so thanks for being quiet. Okay, I've got a little tiny piece of this mesh that I'm gonna practice my stitching on. I have a needle, I have yarn, I have tape, whoop, scissors, Sharpie, and I have some directions. The point of what we are doing is not for you to make some needle point masterpiece. It is for you to have some basic skills that you can build upon and have this skill for the rest of your life. If you needed to sew something, you'd be like, I know how to do that. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I have this length of yarn. It should not be longer than my arm. I cannot get this yarn through the eye of the needle because it's too thick. I'm not getting my saliva all over it, which is something you can do at home with a piece of thread, but we're not doing that here. So I'm gonna take the tiniest piece, a very small piece of tape. I'm gonna put it over the top of the yarn. I'm gonna make like a folder, and I'm gonna pinch it. Now this won't fit through the eye of the needle either, so I am going to stop pulling focus, girls. I cut it, so now it's small and it's thin because I pinched it. Okay, before I thread that needle, I'm gonna do something else. So here's the one end. I'm gonna go to the opposite end. I'm gonna tie one knot, a knot. The purpose of the knot is so when I go to stitch, I won't just go all the way through. So just a very simple one-time knot. I'm not gonna pull it super tight because I want it to remain kind of bulky. So let's review. I have my tape end that I smushed and cut, and I have my opposite end, which is the knot. Now, I'm going to take my needle, and I can try to kind of like go this way, but it is better if I put the eye of the needle over the thread or yarn and pull it through. I want about this much. I have a tail, okay? Then I'm gonna cut off the piece of tape because the piece that will get stuck when I try to go through my thing. Now, here's this guy. Guys, I cut these myself, okay? So if you wanna kind of clean up the edges a little bit, you can. Now, I am going to go back to front around, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Scratch that. I'm gonna make an initial. So if I want to, my initial is H. I'm gonna go through the back. And then I'm gonna go over one and down. Now, this is where people get tripped up sometimes. They're like, oh no, I don't know what happened. So, problem solve that. Please be sure that you're pulling it all the way through. I'm gonna go over one, through the back, front to back. So then you start to kind of get your rhythm, and sewing is fun and relaxing.
I like sewing.
Yeah, so here we go. Now the back can look ugly, so it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna jump over now to where the H cross is. I'm gonna go through this, down, so also, that would be like a T, right? And then I'm gonna jump up to the top here from the back. Now what if I wanted to make my letter a little thicker? What could I do?
Do another
I
line.
could do another line, right? Now, I'm gonna tie a knot, so I'm just gonna kind of like go through another stitch and make a knot. If you can't figure out the knot, just leave a tail and later we'll tape it down or something. Okay, so now you've got this H. I want you to pick a contrasting yarn color. And I want you to do the same kind of stitching just all around it. Now, in the other classes, I had them go around the edge with a whip stitch, but it was really messing people up. So I think this is a good goal for us because we're only gonna get to sew for 2 days, today and one more day. All right, so have fun, be cool, don't stab each other, don't lose your stuff. Oh yeah, and then one more thing. At the end, you need to put a piece of tape on there with your name and your symbol and your table letter, okay? Peace.